Hey guys, how's it going? Stoudman coming right back at you today, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some stuff that I got on Amazon, and yes, you may have noticed the beard is gone. I know. You may have also further noticed that my voice doesn't sound quite the same as usual because I have a cold. So, yeah. Anyways, got a bunch of stuff on Amazon. Some of this was like used, and some of the, well, one of them was used. One of them was a pre-order, or two of them actually were pre-orders. And then one of them was from like a third-party seller. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. There's a bunch of new stuff mixed in there too. So let's just get started, shall we? I'll start off with the new stuff. Kin. This came down to $5 recently on Amazon, and I decided to pick it up because it looked interesting. I mean, I've seen the artwork of this when I'm looking around online for movies to buy and stuff like that. I've never seen it out in the wild or anything like that, but just seeing it online and stuff like that, I saw it and was very interested in, well, what is this? What's going on with this movie, you know? So, because I had an interest in it, I just decided I was going to give it a shot for $5, you know what I mean? That's basically around the price that you would pay for a rental, which is, as many of you know, is about my buy-in price. It's like, well, if I can own a movie for $5 that I would have paid $5 or thereabouts to rent back in the day, then I might as well just buy the movie for $5. And if I don't like it, I only spent $5 on it. It's not a big loss. And another thing that sold me on it was that the producers of Arrival and Stranger Things worked on this. Well, doesn't always mean anything, you know. Sometimes that means absolutely nothing at all. And other times it's actually a really good sign. So we'll see. I don't know exactly what to expect from this. I saw the trailer. It looked interesting. We shall see. I don't know, but it was only $5, so I am excited to find out more about that one. Hereditary. This one also came down to $5, and I just recently found out about this. I did not know. I had heard things going on or going around about Midsommar over the summer, and I was like, what is this Midsommar people were talking about? What's going on with that, right? And I had no idea who the director of Midsommar was. I had no idea he did a movie before this. I had no idea Hereditary existed at all until uh, probably a few days ago, or not a few days ago, because I got this last week, like a few weeks ago, I should say. And then when I found out it existed, I was searching on Amazon Prime on their instant video service to see what they had to watch for Halloween. And sure enough, they had this on there. So I watched it on there and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. This movie is fantastic. And I knew the second that I finished watching it that I had to have it in my collection. And then, of course, a few days after that, it went on sale for like $5. So I was like, $5? Yes, please. I will buy that for $5. A great freaking movie. Worth every damn penny to have in your collection. So there you go. That's another example of me literally buying movies that I've already seen that I saw on a digital streaming platform. Oh, but it's on a streaming platform. Why would you buy it on Blu-ray then? Because I want to own it. Because I want to support the people who made the movie. I don't know what else. What else I gotta say about it, man? But yes, after having seen this, I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see the director's other work, Midsommar. I'm quite excited to see that one, but I'll have to wait until that one gets to a low price too, because I'm a cheapskate. So yeah, maybe I'll get lucky for Black Friday, but I highly doubt it. Next up, I got Swamp Thing. This one, I recently heard tell that this one is going to be going out of print very soon, if not already. So I went ahead and grabbed up one of the last few copies of this on Amazon. And this one was from a third-party seller, actually, and it came to like $12 or something like that. So $12 for a Swamp Thing from Shout Factory. That's not too bad. A Shout Factory release. I know. I had my whole thing going on about like not buying stuff from Shout Factory, but I guess that's over now. I guess that's so. I mean, I bought it from a third-party seller. What do you want from it? But no, I'm not going to keep up with that crap anymore. It's like, it's stupid for me to do that, I think. I don't think it's going to hurt their bottom line. I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. And I don't think it's making any kind of a point. So why am I even doing it? I don't know. For the benefit of my own morality, I guess. I don't know. It just seems silly. But anyways, definitely glad to have this in my collection now. Especially glad that I got it for $12 and not possibly up to $100 when it goes out of print. So, yeah. That's the thinking there. Is like, I like that movie, but I don't want to pay too much for it. So, I'd rather pay $12 now than out of print prices later. Next up, I got Addams Family Values. This was a pre-order, and it was only $10. But the reason it was only $10 is that there are no special features at all on this. But still, really glad to finally have this on Blu-ray. I mean, it's been how freaking long. I love that the first time on Blu-ray. Yeah, you know why? Because why that's significant is because the first movie came out on Blu-ray in like 2009 or 2008 or something like that. And we have literally waited a fucking decade to get this on Blu-ray. Ridiculous. So, yeah, $10, not too bad, not too shabby. Glad to finally have this one, you know what I mean? So happy about that. Another pre-order here, I got The Stand. This is the original Stand miniseries from Stephen King, starring Gary Sinise, among many other notable character actors like Rob Lowe, Molly Ringwald, Ozzie Davis, Matt Frewer, like the list goes on. To this day, when I hear Don't Fear the Reaper, I think of The Stand. I know a lot of people, when they hear that song, they think of a lot of different things because it's been in a lot of different things. But personally, I always think of The Stand. So, yeah. Really like this series. I mean, it was, I feel like, a pretty significant event series that happened in my childhood. I remember my brother recording it off of television because he didn't want to lose it, right? We didn't want to not be able to watch it again. We didn't know if it was ever going to be brought to like any physical format. It did get brought to like VHS and whatnot, but I remember when he recorded those off the TV, and that home recorded version was the only version we had of The Stand for like a decade or more, my family at least. It did, like I said, it did come out like on VHS and whatnot, but yeah. we never picked up the official release. We just stuck with the one that we had and that we had recorded off television. And then I think a few years ago, I finally got it on DVD. I found it at a thrift store for like $3 or something like that. And I was pretty happy about that. I felt like that was a pretty good price to pay for the Stand miniseries on DVD. And I thought that would be it because I figured they're never going to put that on Blu-ray. Well, lo and behold, they did. And apparently the transfer is pretty damn good. Yes, it is in its original aspect ratio. No need to worry about that. And there is an audio commentary and the making of Stephen King's The Stand. And yeah, that's all there really needs to be, right? So I pre-ordered this because it went down to $30 on pre-order. And I figured, you know what, if it, I said before it came out, you know what, if the pre-order goes down to $30, I might just buy it, because $30 for an entire miniseries is not too much to pay on Blu-ray. And I want to support that, because then maybe we can get some of the other Stephen King miniseries on Blu-ray. Who knows? But either way, very, very cool stuff here. Glad to have this in my collection now. And then last but not least, I got this used because otherwise it would have cost a lot more, because it's a Criterion Collection release. And that is Paul Robeson, Portraits of an Artist. Now, this one I know a lot of you are going to be like, what? So for those who don't know who Paul Robeson is, he was a singer-songwriter and actor from like the 30s, the 40s, and I believe the 50s as well. Yeah, he was around in the 50s, yeah. But he was one of the earliest African-American filmmakers and earliest African-American actors to kind of try and tell the story of the African-American perspective, so to speak, you know what I mean, at that time in America. So it was really powerful stuff, actually, really interesting stuff. And you may also know him, like, if you think of most people who, when they think of Old Man River, they think of a really deep baritone voice. That's probably because you're thinking of Paul Robeson. He sang Old Man River in, what's the, Proud Mary, I think it was, is the movie it came from. But yes, he sang Old Man River in that movie, and he has this really deep, deep, deep baritone voice. Distinctive, deep baritone voice. And ever since he played that role in that movie, that was like what everybody thought of when they thought of that song, is this really deep voice singing Old Man River, right? So if you're thinking of a deep baritone voice singing Old Man River, you're probably thinking of Paul Robeson. In fact, just go look it up on YouTube. I'll put a little thing up here, actually. I'll put a little thing up here that you can click on that will go directly to a video of Paul Robeson singing Old Man River, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, I got this because I haven't seen enough of his movies. I only ever saw Jericho, and I saw that in actually an English class. I was learning about African American English, and one of the things we did while watching, or while in that class, reading a bunch of African American texts, was at the end of it, we kind of learned a little bit about Paul Robeson as well. He was a bit of a writer as well, I believe. But regardless, we had the chance to check out, African Americans in film as well. And this is one of the earlier, more significant African Americans in film. And one of the movies he did that we watched was Jericho. And it's a tale of this guy who's like, he's in the military, and he kind of doesn't like what he's doing in the military. Doesn't feel like it's fitting for him. I would say, like, think of the guy from The Thin Red Line who just, like, goes AWOL, and he's not really happy about being a soldier and all that it entails and the killing and all that stuff, right? And it's very similar to that, I would say. And in this case, he also kind of ends up going AWOL, and he ends up running from the army, and then he's in a, or was it the, I said the army, but I think it might have actually been the Navy. Yeah, I think he might have been outrunning the Navy, but regardless, he ends up in the middle of a desert. He ends up in the middle of, I believe it's the Sahara, yeah. And at that point, it almost takes on the feel of Lawrence of Arabia, except for it's not Lawrence, it's Paul Robeson. And at that point, he kind of befriends some people, and he becomes kind of a respectable character, kind of like in Lawrence of Arabia. And he sings this song Deep Desert, which really stuck out to me because it's not only is it just a great song, but it's also just it kind of tells the tale of the whole movie where he's felt like he didn't belong in the military and he didn't want to be in the military and he didn't feel like he belonged in his own home country, but he feels like he belongs here. And he's even the song says, "Now I know where my place is." So it's very interesting stuff, but because it had that kind of a message, he got blacklisted, basically. He got blacklisted, he got called a communist, all that good stuff that they always did to black people, the black actors back in the day, who were being a little too open about their feeling and honest in their expressions and their artistic expressions, if you will. Very sad story because I'm sure we would have gotten even more from him, and he would have been more of a household name today if he hadn't been blacklisted and kept out of the Hollywood system. But regardless, there is a bunch of stuff on here. Not only documentaries about Paul Robeson, but a bunch of his movies as well. So, yeah. And the nice thing about it, like, the only problem with this one is it's only on DVD. So, I don't know if they're ever going to bring this to Blu-ray. I highly doubt it. But I decided to stop waiting for them to put it on Blu-ray and just get the DVD set here. And it was only like $15, I believe, is what it came to. And that was with shipping. That's why I got it, because it's such a good deal. So $15, and it has 4 discs here, I believe. So you got this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then a booklet here at the end. And on it, you got The Emperor Jones, Paul Robeson, Tribute to an Artist, Body and Soul, Borderline, Sanders of the River, Jericho, The Proud Valley, and Native Land. So, yes, pretty good stuff here. I can't wait to check some more of it out, check out more of his work, and get more familiar with the work of Paul Robeson, because just what little I learned about him in college back in the day, it's been a long time now, I know he's the kind of character, the kind of person that I would enjoy getting to know more about. So yeah, that will do it for me. That is it. That's all I got from Amazon in the past few weeks. Pretty dang good haul there, if I do say so myself. I'm pretty happy with everything that I got this time around. So that'll do it for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.